What's up, nerds? Welcome to Nintendo Power Block for January 12th, 2018. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Deering, and alongside me, as always, Edward Varnell, that retro code. Ed, okay, so we literally just got done watching and reacting to the Nintendo Direct, which we are going to talk about and break down fully in this episode. But we did record a Nintendo Direct Reacts episode with Jesse, and boy, did we film a Reacts episode. You can find that over on our YouTube page and on ngrradio.com/Nintendo Power Block under Power Block Reacts.
Hi, Power Blockers, by the way.
Yeah, hi everybody. This has just been a crazy morning. So for those of you, just a little inside baseball, we record the podcast on Thursdays, obviously, so we can get out on Friday mornings for you. I woke up at like 7:30, 8 o'clock to pee, and because like I'm off on Thursdays, and I looked on Facebook, Twitter, whatever, nothing, not a thing, right? So I'm like, and you had texted me because you had some stuff to do this morning, and I was like, just give me a little bit longer. They haven't announced anything. I get a text message from Jesse at 9:15, 9:30. He's like, was that it? I was like, was what it? He's like, Nintendo tweeted out that they were doing a direct, and there was like a 12-minute video. And he was like, was that it? And I like freaked out, and I went to their Facebook page, and sure enough, Nintendo Direct Mini, 14 minutes, right there on their Facebook page. So I started watching it, and my wife was leaving for work, and she was like, hey, give me a kiss, I gotta go. I was like, I'm watching something, hold on. She's like, I gotta go. So I had to pause it and kiss her goodbye.
I was woken up by phone calls from Corey and Jesse, and that's just like,
well, I started a Facebook chat call because I thought you would be awake, and like while I was getting ready, I was talking to Jesse, and you popped in a couple times, and like everybody was freezing because there's too many people on the phone call. And so finally, I just was like, all right, everybody just get on Skype. And so I called Jesse, and then I called you, and we did a Reacts episode. But man, dude, watching that direct, like, look, the last couple weeks we've been kind of talking about what could be there, what's not going to be there. Boy, were we wrong on everything.
and Nintendo actually threw us off with the Fire Chibi Robo, which is like,
yeah. Well, I was expecting that Chibi Robo was going to get a remaster for Switch or something when they tweeted that.
Someone was saying John Cena was going to host it, and I was just like, huh?
Yeah. Well, like there is this thing. So let's break it down before we get to the direct and what we've been playing and stuff, because that's honestly not why you guys are listening, but it doesn't matter. Yesterday we were like chatting back and forth all day, like, what if there's no direct tomorrow? What are we gonna do all day? Because we planned to have like the reactions, the breakdowns, the stuff.
Pre-show.
We were gonna be recording like literally almost all day this show, and like NGR Radio records on Thursday nights too. So we were gonna be talking about some of the stuff there as well, and we were already talking about it in our chat over there. And it was like, what if there's no direct tomorrow? What are our shows gonna be about? Because like we've been planning this specific show around the direct for like a week and a half now.
And everybody, we're thinking that this is a regular direct, a 45-minute direct where we can watch. Funny stuff is happening. Unknown reveals, the way that they switch down the lines and they break everything with 3DS and then get the switch. We're thinking that kind of direct. We did not expect this kind of direct, just up and pop and be like, there to go.
Yeah, and so like, no, there was like yesterday, Nintendo was tweeting some ridiculous stuff. John Cena was tweeting stuff out like, I have a very important announcement to make tomorrow, and he was wearing a Nintendo t-shirt, and like he was at like, I don't know, I think somebody in the background of the picture he was tweeting had a Switch, like playing a Switch or whatever, because John Cena's a Switch ambassador. For those of you not keeping up with John Cena, like I don't, because like John Cena, I'm not a wrestling fan. And, so many people, after the Chibi Robo tweet, Mega Man tweeted, the Mega Man account tweeted the robot master that has fire, and then Sonic tweeted at them with a Sonic character on fire, and then all these different accounts were like, things are heating up, and like Assassin's Creed. So we were like, is there going to be an Assassin's Creed port? And like Obsidian tweeted one of their characters on fire. Is Obsidian making a Switch game? Like all these different accounts were like playing off the Nintendo hype, and then everything from like 3 o'clock until I went to bed, and my Facebook feed, my Twitter feed was, where's the direct announcement?
Yes.
Why? Like literally everything, everybody, like even in Facebook groups that have nothing to do with Nintendo or like video games in general, they were like, hey, isn't Nintendo supposed to announce something today? Like literally everybody. I've never seen this much hype around Nintendo things since like even E3. Like people weren't this excited because like, you know, around E3 people were still getting their footing around the Switch. Like they already released a major title and had announced another major title. There was no way they're going to announce Metroid or Pokemon at E3. Like, dude, there's so much going around about this episode.
People don't understand, when it comes to Nintendo Directs, as gamers, we take this seriously because we don't have no leaks. We don't know what they're going to show. Stuff could just be out of the blue that you would never imagine being on a Nintendo product.
Right. And
so
it's man. And Ed and I were like chatting last night. I was like, Ed, this is killing me. This hype is like driving me insane. And you were just like,
I literally yelled at Corey, be like, calm down.
Like I couldn't even enjoy myself last night because like last night Moose and I streamed some Bloodborne on twitch.tv/NGR Radio because like I told myself like I'm going to try to 100% some games this year, and Bloodborne is one that like, you know, as hard as that game is, that platinum trophy is very achievable if you know what you're doing in that game. And like Moose and Matt are gonna help me do that, and we're gonna start a series on NGR on the YouTube page where we play through all the Dark Souls games. And now that, you know, Dark Souls Remastered has been announced, we're gonna start I think we're gonna start with Bloodborne and move our way through the Dark Souls games on PS4. But like I couldn't even enjoy playing with Moose. Like we were even talking about it. If you watch that archive stream, I'm trying to transfer it over to the YouTube page so that it'll probably go up sometime next week. But we were talking about like maybe there's not going to be a direct tomorrow. Like what if we're all just getting hyped for nothing? And then, you know, this morning, like I'm asleep and this thing is happening while I'm asleep, and it's like I need Nintendo to send me alarm clock sounds when their directs are going, because
they were sneaky with this one.
Yeah, and like, you know, we just did a whole reacts on it and everything on that list, and we're gonna cover every. This is gonna be a long episode, guys. I'm just gonna throw it out there because like we did the reacts episode, which was about 48 minutes long, and that was just us like literally kind of talking for a couple minutes on each item and then moving on to the next thing. Where like this, we're gonna like really break down. We're gonna break down some trailers and stuff. You might hear a couple of noises here and there while I'm loading up some trailers and whatnot, just because like that's the way this works. I can't block out all the desktop sounds on this video, so I apologize in advance. But like, dude, this was insane, this direct, and I am so happy like we got to watch it, we got to like react, and I'm glad Jesse joined us because he had a lot of input that we don't have because he has kids. Like the Kirby game, for example, he had a lot of good input on that because like he has a kid and like he's interested in more kid style games because of, you know, he has kids. So go ahead and watch that. Power Block Reacts. It is up on our YouTube channel now. Please go watch it. It was a really, really good breakdown of the thing. But Ed and I are going to take our sweet time. This might be this episode might hit the 2-hour mark, like for real. And we're gonna go over a couple other news items that happened before the direct, but most of this episode is going to be a breakdown of the Nintendo Direct, and may get up and pee halfway through. So again, just be prepared for a long one here, folks. But before we get into all of that, Ed, what have you been playing?
Okay, so Xbox One, playing Assassin's Creed Origins, Cuphead. It started up Super Lucky's Tale.
We had such a great idea, by the way. Speaking of Cuphead, and it like we were talking about if Nintendo took a page out of Cuphead's book and made Kirby like a side-scrolling shoot 'em up platformer.
Save that for the discussion. Save that for the discussion, because I literally, if you guys, like I said, like Corey said, watch the react, and then watch how I react to what he said.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
It was good.
But anyways, continue.
But playing Super Lucky's Tale, and yeesh, this game needs to be patched with better controls. I don't know what the heck they were thinking of, but it is sloppy. Like everything is that slip and slide Mega Man, Iceman level stage of landing.
Ooh.
And it's bad. It really is bad. I mean, and the game is decent and it is challenging. I think kids who are 10 years and young and older maybe only be able the ones to play this, because like kids under that who haven't really gotten into platform games, this game will piss them off and make them cry on how bad that the controls are. So I'm working my way through that. So that's Xbox One. PS4, started up Neo, and there's a big discussion about that with some other people, whatever. Really love this game, and I'm sorry, Corey, it's way better than Bloodborne. I know you, Matt, and Moose are starting our series, and I'm definitely going to be tuning in, but Neo is Ninja Gaiden done right with its action, with its camera. It's more fluid and faster. I wish it did have combos, but it doesn't, because I would be like, if this could just have a little touch of Ninja Gaiden and Bayonetta dialed in combo, this would be my Souls game. It feels really good and really tight. It looks better than Bloodborne. I am enjoying it. It took me 8+ hours to install this game, so it feels like every moment is gonna be worth it. So enjoying that. Yakuza 0, I started up. Kiryu, just love him as a character. This game looks really fun. The combat is faster, and I'm just going to enjoy playing this game and exploring it. Titanfall 2, halfway done with the game, so probably by this weekend I'll be done with it. We just really enjoy running and shooting everybody. Just like loving that game. Picked up the Unfinished Swan, Resident Evil 0, Psycho. I think I told you everybody I picked up Psychonauts. But Resident Evil 0 and the Swan, the Unfinished Swan, I picked up there installed, so I can't wait till I start playing those games and starting them. Because me and Corey was talking about doing a Resident Evil playthrough.
Which I still want to do. Like I want to do that. Like.
Yeah, I told you, Corey, that I got the remake on PS4. Right. I think it was available for it was cheap when I brought it, or it was PSN like plus free game, I think. Right. But I do own it for PS4. I wish it would have came to Switch, but I'll take whatever at this moment, because Capcom needs to get that collection on.
Well, I think Capcom. Well, sorry, I just dropped my my Switch cartridge case on my desk. I'm sorry, but like I think Capcom is like, I think they see now, especially like if they haven't before and they watch this direct, that like they see like games can succeed on the Switch. Big games, big, awesome games that people love. Like everybody, especially like for Nintendo fans, like we were talking about, we're probably gonna play Resident Evil on PS4, like we just said, and do a whole series on that. But like, we want to talk about it because of the impact that remake made on GameCube and how influential that remake was to progressing the series on the GameCube and later on to everything else. But like, Resident Evil 0 and 4, and like just how influential that new art style and that new feel and that new kind of claustrophobic feel that game felt.
Yes.
So like, I think Capcom, we got Revelations and it has sold well. Like Revelations has sold well on Switch, and I've actually been playing it, and I hate survival horror games, but like this game's fun. Resident Evil 1 is like one of my favorite games of all time, and I hate survival horror games. So because like I said earlier, like Resident Evil 1 is like the only Resident Evil game I've ever beaten, and it's one of my favorite games, and I like refuse to play survival horror games, so I just never continued the series. But I always like Game Informer Replay, like I've said 1,000 times, is one of my favorite shows on YouTube, and they've played through most of them, and I will watch them play it. But like I don't like it's the same reason why I like it when Moose or Matt helps me play Bloodborne, is because like that game is like, it's really spooky, and I don't want to like play it by myself.
Well, I yeah.
So, but anyways, continue.
So, we'll probably be jumping that soon. But been enjoying that on PS4. On 2DS, started up Monster, or 3DS, I should say. Started up Monster Hunter Stories. Loving this game. It is so charming. I haven't gotten into any battles just yet, because I've been like in the cutscenes and stuff. I've been playing it starting it on and off because of being at work and stuff. Haven't really got like to dive into it, but I made my character, gave him my nickname Eddie, and just really ready to go forward with this. But I'm loving this game. It looks very charming. Cutscenes are great. This is a game that needs to be ported to Switch. This game is beautiful. It really is beautiful. Still playing Yokai Watch 2, enjoying that. Fleshy Souls. I'm in another town right now, so I'm probably like in I should probably say maybe the second part of the game, not halfway through. But enjoying that. Getting on to Switch, playing the Mummy Demastered, getting a little bit further into Xenogears Chronicles 2. Just still enjoying that, loving it, getting stronger. Haven't got any new blades, and I'm ready to get some new blades. But just enjoying that game, trying to figure out how I'm supposed to get in this other part of the game, and it's not connecting just yet. So doing some side quests and stuff right there. Picked up I think I picked up some indie games, but at the moment I can't think of them. Sorry. And planning to get Graceful Explosion Machine because that's on sale. And at the time of this recording, planning on getting Super Meat Boy. And we'll talk a little bit more about this in the direct. The Dragon Quest Builders demo. I'm gonna leave it right there. So that's what I've been playing, and stuff that I picked up at the moment. And because someone has a copy of their gift that I was going to give them,
I'm sorry.
I'm going to hopefully sneak a gameplay session in with my mom and play snipper clips and laugh with her for Switch.
Yes. Yes.
So, since I'm single at the moment.
Womp womp wow. So dude, since we recorded last, I've been so busy. Literally the only game I have played like significant amount of was Bloodborne.
You played another great game. Your top 10 list for 2017. Everybody, please read that. on
Oh yeah,
NGRradio.com.
I wrote my top 10 list for NGRradio.com, and yeah, I've set a New Year's resolution for myself, and I don't know like if this is gonna stick for the most part, but I want to write at least one blog and record one like video, like short video for NGR Radio every week, and I want to review all the games that I've played this year, whether they're old, new, you know, whatever. I want to write reviews again, and I'm setting myself that goal. And so I wrote my top 10 games of 2017 on NGRradio.com. And
Yeah, I had to do my list.
I feel pretty good about it. I think it's a strong list. I think I put honorable mentions on there. I put regrets on there. Games that I missed that I really wish I would have played, and so it's pretty good. If you listen to our Game of the Year episode, I embedded that into the article as well. If you just want to watch it while you're reading it or whatever. So, but yeah, I did that. So, yeah, I guess I could promote that on my own show, right? But other than that, I've been playing some Earth Atlantis and End is Nigh. I still don't know how I feel about Earth Atlantis, even though I played it for like an hour and a half yesterday. Trying to like, I thought at first it was like a Metroidvania style game, but it's a roguelike, and like every time I die, I have to start over, and like I'm still trying to get the feel for how to progress through that game, So, yeah, that's kind of really all I've been playing. And some of the Zelda DLC, I'm really trying to finish that up so I can finish my Zelda review, because I want to talk about the DLC in that game too, because I think it's important, especially now. Like if I'm posting a Zelda review now, it should include the DLC to let people know whether or not to pick it up. And like the more and more I play of it, the more and more I think like if you've already beaten Zelda and you've already had your fill, like I don't know if the DLC is going to be for you, but if you are just now picking up a Switch, or you're just now playing through Zelda, like I think buying the DLC and playing through it in a natural playthrough is the way to play it. And like the more and more I'm playing it, the more I'm getting more acclimated to the controls again and stuff. Like I think it's worth it. It's really hard, and it's really like something you need to be on top of your game to be playing, but it is worth playing through on a like a natural playthrough. And I wish I would have done that, but at the same time, it's like I bought my Switch on launch day. I'm playing Zelda, like So that's really all I've been playing, and really trying to, try to make out these lists, which are changing all the time because of the crazy announcements that are happening all the time. But I also want to introduce a new segment, and it might not be an every episode segment, but I want to introduce a segment of weekly pickups. I think we're going to do that on the Friday episodes. So
Yes.
Ed, did you pick anything up this week?
Well, besides everything that I said that I picked up in my what we've been playing, Resident Evil 0, like I said, no, not Resident Evil 0, the Unfinished Swan, and I picked up, and there was another game. I'm sorry, everybody, I just mentioned that I picked that up, but yeah, Unfinished Swan I definitely picked up, and another game for PS4. Haven't really picked nothing up for Nintendo Switch just yet, but at the time of this recording, I picked up. I am going to be getting Super Meat Boy and Graceful Explosion Machine. So those two, I'm definitely getting to be picked up.
Nice.
Yeah. After some physical games, just not yet. I'm waiting for my next check. And then I'll pick up some physical games like there, because I do want to get Resident Evil Revelations. I think we finally just got copies come in my job, so I'll pick that up. And then hopefully be able to get like ARMS and Splatoon 2, because I need to get those two games.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Dude, we're still sold out of them.
Dude, like we need to do some like Let's Pod and Plays on Splatoon and stuff, because like, dude,
Yes.
that would just be fun to watch all of us like try to take down a whole team, like you, me, and maybe like Jesse, or I know Matt is like obsessed with Splatoon 2 for some
Uh-huh.
reason, like totally not a Matt game, but he's obsessed with it. So we'll get Matt in there and we'll play some
Yeah,
Splatoon
because
2.
I would love to do the salmon run.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we should do a salmon run too. Yeah, because like I love horde mode, and that yeah. Uh, for me, pickups. I disappointed Ed by picking up Snipper Clips this week, the physical edition. Man, I'm so happy. I love that game so much. I love Snipper Clips, man, and like that. The box looks so nice, just like right next to everything. Like I let. I'm a big dork. I went. My wife wasn't home for a little bit, and I took all my Switch physical copies and laid them out all out on the floor, and like it's so weird seeing Doom and LA Noir and
Right.
and then you just see like right in between them on the floor was this colorful Snipper Clips box. I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's what I picked up. I picked up Snipper Clips. I am trying to track down a couple Wii U and Wii games. Yes. Yes. Love that game. Oh, it's so good. It is so good. So, but that's really it for me as of right now. I'm waiting for, Bayonetta 2, 1 and 2 to come. I'm waiting for, I've pre-ordered a few things, but we'll talk about them after I get them. So, that was just kind of a segment I wanted to. Anyways, we're gonna get into some of this pre-direct news. Let's see here. Darkest Dungeon got a release date, and what was it? January 16th, 18th.
Yeah. 18.
18th, January 18th. So anybody looking forward to that game, it's coming to Switch on the 18th. I will probably check it out. I know Matt is really excited about it. Again, I've been going outside of my comfort zone in terms of games this year so far, in terms of what I like to play. Seeing that every game I've played this year is not the game that I would like normally pick out and play by myself. But that game looks interesting. I'm gonna wait for some people to tell me about how good it is or not. So, yeah. So what do you think, Ed? What do you think about that?
I'll pick it up. I seen it on PS4. Uh,
That's just your natural reaction to anything coming to the Nintendo platform.
Pretty
I'll
much,
pick it
yeah.
up. I'll pick it up.
Well, I mean, that's been one of my New Year's resolutions is picking up games that I normally wouldn't play. And Darkest Dungeons is something I would not normally play or look forward to. But having that game on the go so I can spend time with it, yeah, I'm up for it.
Nice. In other news, there's so much news that happened like yesterday, and I had all this stuff prepared for if the direct didn't happen yesterday. But now that like the direct happened, all this news is like moot. Like Game Informer posted 6 unannounced Switch games on their pre-order program in their computer system, and now we know what all of those are. So like they posted that yesterday. They posted a tweet yesterday at like, I don't know, 1:30 about how the direct was going to happen in 15 minutes or 45 minutes, and a lot of people were going nuts about that. Just man, all this stuff just happened yesterday. That is just like whoop.
Yes.
But the last thing before we cover this direct, because we're going to spend a lot of time on this direct. The New Year's sale is still going on, and added a bunch of games to the New Year's sale on the Switch eShop. So the sale ends on January 15th. Death Squared, Goner, Graceful Explosion Machine, Inversus Deluxe, Lovers in Dangerous Space Time, which is one of what we use really interesting games, indie games that was exclusive to that platform. I don't know how it's going to work on Switch because it required people to use the gamepad. But I don't know. It'll probably be all right. What? I just got excited.
Breaking news, everybody.
Oh, boy.
Irem Arcade Classics, Kid Nikai, Eugen Den, and Moon Patrol heading to Switch.
all of that, and that's what you're excited for. Everything we saw today, and that's what you're excited for.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro. Kid Nikai was my game in the 80s. And I love that game. I didn't expect Irem to be having and these are the arcade versions. These are not the NES versions. These are the arcade ones.
Okay. I was like,
I'm sorry. Because I with the moment I was going to do I was going to write about Kid Nikai, and now that I've seen that this collection is coming to Switch, it's a must have. Every time I went to Atlantis Castle, Kid Nikai was the first and sometimes only game that I would ever play in the arcade.
okay.
So I'm sorry everybody. Just like Corey being hyped and I'm trying to calm him down. It's the I'm hyped and he's trying to calm me down. So it works both ways. But yes, dude, to get this news with this direct, oh,
I never know what you're going to be excited for, Ed. It's like,
Corey, this is pre E3 Tokyo Game Show. Like, my video game year is starting mind blowing amazing. But we'll get into the direct. But that's just breaking news off of Nintendo Life, and to me that makes me super happy.
yeah. I never know. It never ceases to amaze me what excites you and what doesn't. Man, you're a wild card, Ed.
Corey, I have to keep calm and collected, because literally, if I had, well, if a lot of this stuff, if it was available physical copy that we could go pre-order, this show might have been put on hold and we might been out the house pre-ordering it.
Yeah. Well,
But because because some of the games are be coming to my job, I don't really have to pre-order anything just yet. But like Dark Souls is going to be like I said, day one purchase for me. But we'll get into that.
Yeah. So other than that, I think we're just gonna dive right into this direct because it's what everybody is watching, is what everybody wants to hear. So we're gonna go ahead and let's just talk about it. So the direct happens. It opens with DS Classic coming to Switch, and Square is porting an updated version of The World Ends With You called Final Remix. It's coming to Switch. Like I said on the reactions video, I did not get to play The World Ends With You the first time around because there's other games out. I want to say it was Final Fantasy 3, but I could be wrong. There was another big game out around the same time that I was just like knee deep in. And like I was like, I'll pick it up later. It looks interesting enough. And like at that point, if it said Square on the box, you should buy it. Like it was just it was at a time where Square games were like really, really, really like really good. So I didn't get to play it the first time around, and it's a game that I've always, always, always wanted to go back to the point where I almost bought the really bad iPhone version just because I wanted to experience that game. And now this game's coming to Switch, and I'm going to be able to play it on my TV, on the go, see this really awesome art style and this really cool, just mechanically cool RPG come to life, and I'm really excited. So, Ed, how do you feel about The World Ends With You?
Day one purchase as usual. This game is amazing. It looks so good. Is celebrating this 10-year anniversary, and this is the best. This is how you celebrate an anniversary to a game that a lot of people missed out on. This game, the original version on the DS, the top screen you touch and the top screen you like kind of did with buttons, and you had to switch between both of them. So a lot of stuff was going on, but a lot of people who played it like in Japan were going to Shibuya and other places and seeing those real life environments in that game. And this one with this HD remake or update. This is this is a must-have for everybody who owns a Switch. Definitely, if you're an RPG lover and who missed out on this game, or if you got the DS copy and just haven't played it or revisited the world again, this is the way to do it. Square Enix is going all in with their support. So to start 2017 off with not only the Lost Sphere, but with this game coming, yeah,
And Octopath Traveler somewhere
and
down the
Octopath,
road.
yeah. And if we could get Rise of the Tomb Raider collection or Shadow of the Tomb Raider, come on, Square Enix. We already want to like. I think once again, I'm probably gonna be crowning Nintendo, something from Nintendo Game of the Year because port or not, well, yeah, if it's a port, that'll get a different nomination. I feel kind of bad right now for Sony and Microsoft. I love them, but once again, these are Nintendo just show must have games. Even though some of them are ports, the world ends with you. Yeah, Sony should have did everything in their power to get that on their platform. They did it.
Yeah.
It's coming to a Nintendo product. Yeah, this game is definitely, it needs to sell. People, please pick it up. Go pre-order it whenever they release it. I'm definitely going to get this game. I look forward to the box art. I want to see how it looks. Or if they have new box art. But yeah, this is definitely a day one purchase. And to start the direct off with that announcement, yeah.
Yeah. Definitely a big like re-release. You know, it's not necessarily like I mean, it is they are remaking it for Switch. It's not like just a port up. So, I'm excited. I'm really excited. And they listed it for this year. I bet this is like a maybe like late May, June, July game. Because I think if they put it out in the fall, they're just gonna get slaughtered by everything else. But this is like a good summer game. I feel like so.
Yes.
But yeah, let's see here. The next thing they announced was the Pokemon tournament, Pokken Tournament DX Fighter Pack. You can pre-order it now. There are only on the reacts I misspoke and said there was a lot of new fighters. There's only 2 new fighters, and the other characters are support characters.
Support characters. Yeah.
So the 2 new fighters are Blastoise and Alga. I'm butchering this for Nintendo fans or Pokemon fans. I'm sorry. Agilash. So pretty excited for that. How do you feel about these new Pokemon being added? I think this is weird because like they said this was like the definitive edition.
Yeah.
And you know, they're adding DLC to a port of a game, which is like it feels Street Fighter-esque almost.
This is signs of a Smash coming with additional characters.
Yeah, you think?
This is a big sign. Yeah. I mean, I haven't picked up Pokken DX. I am going to. And it's cool that they added more fighters. It's great that they added more content to it. Because they're not treating it just as a port. You know, they could go further on with this game. And maybe we might see something for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Like if they're doing these ports and they're giving those ports additional DLC, it's just becoming something else. So we could get a Smash port with everybody on it with additional DLC, additional fighters. Because Shovel Knight, that's gonna be a must that people want.
Yeah, definitely.
Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII. Come on now, or Aerith, bringing in the Kingdom Hearts fighters. I mean Kingdom Hearts. If they could get that to work, heck yeah.
Yeah.
And Namco Bandai Namco could be adding more characters. Shoot, heck yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, this could be signs of us actually getting a Smash port.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm all for it.
Yeah. I think so okay, so let me break this down correctly because I butchered it in the in our reactions video. I butchered it real bad. So 2 DLC waves are coming. Wave 1 is January 31st, and we'll be adding and support Pokemon Mimikyu and Mega Rayquaza. I got those right, Ed?
Yes.
Just tell me yes. Okay. Wave 2 comes on March 23rd, and we'll add Blastoise as a playable fighter and support characters Mew and Celebi. I know those because I played both of those games. So, yes. Both waves of DLC can be purchased immediately. They will not be coming to the Wii U version, so I'm not surprised that they aren't, but
yeah,
in case anybody was holding out for that,
good luck.
Yeah, good luck on that. So that was just want to clarify that after the direct, dude. We were so hyped for that direct, I didn't even have time to research that fighter pack. Like we literally watched it and recorded the reacts right after it. So, Kirby Star Allies, March 16th. No surprise there. I thought maybe it'd be released late February, but they're adding new abilities like the paintbrush mode and the companion abilities, which look cool. And Ed said that ice sword they added looks like Contra's spread gun. I'm like,
yes,
yeah. So, Ed, like this is not happening, but I told you, what if Nintendo took a page from Cuphead's book or just hired that studio in general to do a Kirby side-scrolling like beat 'em up / shoot 'em up like Cuphead in that art style and just made a Kirby game like that, because that would garner so much more interest in Kirby than anything else.
Yes. I literally told Corey that is a game of the year already for me. Day one, I said I would buy it digitally and physically just to make sure that they got sales, dude.
Ugh.
If that would have happened, I definitely would have been like, okay, this is game of the year. Like, there's nothing else that could compete with it until Nintendo released something or just yeah. Yeah, this is a day one purchase. Like, I'm definitely picking this up. Hopefully it has some good online play. And I want to play with people around the world. It's going to be hard to find when it get close to the holidays because Kirby is a big seller with kids.
Yeah. So I'm trying to, as we're talking about this stuff, I'm on Amazon's website waiting for them to be able to be like, look, you can pre-order all this stuff. Kirby's already been available for pre-order, so I already pre-ordered it. But it's boy, yeah, it's if you are interested in Kirby at all, like, I would go ahead and try to buy it right when it comes out, because you won't be able to find it afterwards. Because like you look at Kirby's Epic Yarn was hard to find. Kirby's Return to Dreamland for Wii, which was one of the last major Wii games released, like that was really hard to find. Planet Robobot is really hard to find right now. Except I think they just re-released Robobot in their Nintendo Selects line, so I could be wrong about that.
Yeah, Triple Star Deluxe is hard to find. Even Kirby and the Rainbow Curse is hard to find.
Yeah. So
and Battle Royale is available. For the Battle Arena demo is available. So guys, check that out on the 3DS.
Yeah, what Ed said. So the next game on our list, there's a demo for Dragon Quest Builders.
Yes.
And I think they said it's available right now, right? It's available today.
Yes.
So you want to talk about this game because you know more about this game than I do.
Okay. So if people don't know that I still have it in the plastic.
I like how that box says only on PlayStation, and we're about to get a Switch version.
Yes. So Dragon Quest Builders it's in the style of Minecraft, but you fight monsters. I think it's like an action adventure build them up. And it's easier than Minecraft to get into. It's been a big hit in Japan. It didn't do so well, or it did okay here in America. But this is a great game to have for adult people who don't really get into Minecraft. This game looks fun. I'm super excited that it's coming to Switch. It's going to be a great game that people could take on the go. Where kids might have Minecraft, adults will have Dragon Quest Builders. I know they're announced part two coming to PlayStation 4, but maybe if the sales are good, we could get that one also on Switch.
Hmm.
Uh, it's a day one purchase for me. I'm already planning on getting the game. I am getting the. I mentioned in what we've been playing. I am planning to download the demo, and I'm going to give it a try. Hopefully, it's an hour or 2 hours that it gives you the basics and people are enjoying it. Haven't seen no. I'm looking to kind of still on Twitter at the time of this recording to see if people have who picked it up are showing some interest in it. But by the looks of this may lead to a Dragon Quest 11 announcement, hopefully at E3. If they're bringing a game like this to Switch, I'm definitely hoping that they bring Dragon Quest 11.
Well,
Here,
we're still waiting for the localization of Dragon Quest Heroes 1 and 2 also.
yes,
Because that game's been out in Japan for a while, and like that's been rumored to be coming here for a while. Even when, I went to pre-order my Switch at GameStop, that game was on their pre-order list. Still not in their system to be pre-ordered, but it is on their list of like games coming to
Switch.
what the
Yeah,
Western
and
release.
and they showed it at that conference when they was talking about the Switch,
Yeah.
last February or
Yeah,
January.
yeah. So,
So, uh, yeah, I'm super happy, and this was unexpected that this game uh was going to be on Switch, and then for a demo to be announced like that. That's super amazing. Uh, I'm all for the like kind of the rest of the week of work, so I could dive in more and talk about it later on. I'm super stoked, dude. I really cannot wait to play this game, this demo.
yeah. Uh, so the next game on our list is the game that I'm really excited to have coming to Switch because when like I said on the Reacts video, when I started doing all this podcasting stuff and trying to really invest in building a computer to record and stream and all this stuff, like I got rid of a lot of my collection of video games, and unfortunately a lot of that was Wii and Wii U games, and one of the games was Hyrule Warriors, which is now making its way to Nintendo Switch in a kind of deluxe slash remix slash kind of new game altogether. They are putting together the 3DS and the Wii U versions of the game, which had slightly different content. And the DLC from the 3DS version is coming, as well as Breath of the Wild content. So I'm really excited because Fire Emblem Warriors, I still trying to play through that a little bit, and Hyrule Warriors I thought worked really well with Zelda, and bringing all the universes together was cool. And this game is making its way to Switch in the spring of 2018, and I'm really excited for it.
Yeah. It day one. Just I can't really say no more about that game. It's just day one. Like watch my description on the React, and it's oh, goodness. I just yeah. Yeah.
Man, dude, this is such a this direct, man. It had so much, and man, I
So much in so little time.
yeah, and so the next game on the list, like talk about Wii U games that were kind of like disappointing. Mario Tennis Aces is coming to Nintendo Switch, and Mario Tennis Ultra Smash, like it was fun mechanically, but that was such a bare bones attempt at a Mario Tennis
Mm-hmm.
game that it disappointed a lot of people, including me. Uh,
But
and
it sold.
I
That's
know
what's
I know it sold
amazing.
well, but I'm saying like as someone who's a fan of the Mario sports games, and like
Uh,
especially Mario Power Tennis on GameCube and Mario Golf on Game Boy Color, those two specifically are the ones that stand out a ton. Like I want to play through a story mode and kind of upgrade my character and fight bosses and stuff like that through a weird Nintendo story mode through sports, and Mario Tennis Aces is giving us that, and it's really exciting. They showed some of the stuff in the trailer for like, Mario's hitting balls at Bowser, and like all these cool court things are happening. It's really exciting. I'm excited because I think this is a game too my wife will play with me.
Yes.
So yeah, Mario Tennis Aces looks awesome.
I'm not into the Mario Sports series, but I am going to pick this up. I'm definitely going to. It has a story campaign, so I'm looking forward to that. And just like Corey, I gotta have all the Switch games. I gotta have the physical copies, good or bad. And this one is probably gonna be another hard one to find. So I'm definitely am getting it. I'm definitely picking it up. Goodness, I gotta just like revisit my list and
I know,
just
dude. That's
write,
like I'm partially
just write everything.
I'm partially doing that right now, like revisiting some of my older lists because, like, look, I'm not some of the Wii U games that I got rid of. I'm gonna have on Switch, right? And
Yes.
like, I don't know if I really need to repurchase them for Wii U. Like, if I already had them, I would keep them, obviously. But like, I don't know, man. I don't feel like Mario Tennis on Wii U is one of those games I need to repurchase so I'm getting Mario Tennis Aces, But
Okay.
yeah, I don't know. I have a hard time fighting with myself. Do I get every game ever, even if it's been released on another platform, or do I just get it on the most current platform?
I do. If I swear, if they would have announced Xenoblade Chronicles for a Switch port,
I know.
it would have been a done deal.
I know.
I would have been like,
I still feel like that's coming, but I feel like people are still playing through 2 to the point where, like, I don't know if they want 1 or X right now, but I could definitely see that. I could see that coming like next year, like a port of X at least. I could see that coming next year for sure, like next January. So, and sometimes when you don't move on the camera, I think you're frozen, and then you just like move just a little bit, and I'm like, okay.
bit.
I'm like, okay, it's still there.
Everybody at this time, I'm checking news. I'm checking Twitter. I'm trying to see because Nintendo was sneaky. They were sneaky with this direct, and they would drop more news that wasn't in a direct, and would be like, "Wait, what just got announced?"
I know.
They did it for E3 when that Metroid Samus Returns, and we just talking. He'd be like, "What the heck is this? This is Samus Return on it." So
Nintendo's sneaky. They are sneaky.
Yes.
But the next game, I know we're both pretty excited for this, but I think you're more excited for it. But like to have another RPG come to Switch, especially something that's been associated with, PS3 and other systems outside of Nintendo. Ys 8 is coming to Nintendo Switch. So, Ed, how excited are you for Ys 8?
Super stoked. This game, I tell Corey, this game just finally came out 3 or 4 months on PS4. Disgaea 5 must have did that well for NIS America to put this newest game on Switch, and it's coming in the perfect time in summer.
Yeah.
Like I'm playing one of the Ys games on PS4, but I know Ys 8 got some nominations and some awards from Game Informer because of the combat, and I'm like, this is the action RPG that I love, and I'm so glad that it's coming to Switch. This is a must-have for the summer. Yeah,
I agree.
So,
I agree.
Day one super stoked. Like, I got to have this.
Yeah.
And literally, I have to buy this quicker than I did with Disgaea 5, because Disgaea 5 so like bunkers, and it became hard to find. That and Super Bomberman R became hard to find for Black Friday.
Dude,
And
everything from like everything that wasn't Nintendo made, well, some Nintendo made stuff too, but like everything that wasn't published by Nintendo from like March to June is hard to find. Like Disgaea 5, even Street Fighter 2 is hard to find, and Bomberman, and like this is one of those games that like if you don't jump on it right away, like this is going to be one of those hard to find, like, and once Switch is all said and done, like if like this is going to be one of those games
Yes.
that people are trying to find as collectors later down the road and be like,
and
look,
we mean physical copies. Everybody,
yeah,
first print of those games are going to be hard to find.
yeah, yeah. So the next game on the list, or the next thing on the list, is the Mario
Oh,
Odyssey.
before we go on, Corey, Xeno Crisis, a game that was on Kickstarter. It did trust me. This is funny, so it is coming to PC and it is coming to Switch. And it was a game for the Sega Mega Drive that back in the 16 day. I don't know if it ever actually got released or anything, but you guys can check it up on Nintendo Live on how the game looks. But they did announce today during the direct that it did get approved. So that game will be coming to Switch if you guys are interested. So yeah, congratulations to them.
Yay!
Bitmap Bureau, I think they're the ones that did the Monster World Dragon. It might not be. But yeah. But back to the direct. Just
Yeah.
wanted to shout that out.
Mario Odyssey Online Balloon Mode is coming, featuring Luigi. So it's kind of like a competitive kind of balloon. There's a hide and seek, and I think there's a racing mode too. It's a free update. The way you unlock it, it just appears on your menu when you finish the game's main campaign, like see credits after the final Bowser fight or whatever. So like after you beat Bowser, it'll be unlocked for you. So that's coming. It's a cool little addition that I don't know if a lot of people were expecting, but it's cool. I'm glad. Like, I wish they would just add Luigi as a playable character. I might actually go back and play it if it was. But yeah, how do you feel about this, Ed?
I'm loving it. I think I'm gonna give it a play and do some high go see. It's just and see the crazy stuff that people put it at, because what's gonna happen is people who know how to do good speed runs and jump mechanics and stuff, they're going to be putting in stuff in areas that you have to have skill in order to get it. So I really can't wait to see video for that, and I really can't wait to give it a try. And it's free, so yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's let's see. That's a cool
and
mode.
and Mario's getting new costumes too. They showed them like in a knight outfit and a doctor's outfit and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The night one makes him look like like Arthur from Ghouls and Ghosts.
Yeah, I got the same vibe out of that. And like, after I watched it, I was like, man, they sure put that knight costume in there the same direct as the Dark Souls one. That's cool, I guess. But yeah, that's a cool little mode coming. The next game, though, I'm actually really excited for, because SNK fighting games have been such a staple in the fighting game community, and like they've been kind of battling with Capcom for that kind of more what's the better fighting game. And like Jesse said, he likes the SNK games more than the Capcom games. And this game is hitting Switch first, and then arcades, and then PS4 and Xbox One. So this is a Switch first game I'm pretty excited for. SNK Heroines Tag Team Frenzy. It's all the female characters from SNK fighting games all in one place, and kind of duking it out. And that art style is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude, the art style. I'm getting like weird Persona vibes off of the art style, and it's cool. It's so cool looking.
Yes.
So
I'm definitely looking forward to this. It's been a while since I actually played one of their fighters. And I haven't really actually owned one since like Samurai Showdown for like Super Nintendo. But I am looking forward to playing this game. I am planning to pick this up. Now, I do want to say, because I said this in the React, that okay, Bandai Namco, you need to bring Soul Calibur, because if SNK could bring a game like this to Switch, come on, Bandai Namco and Sega, y'all have to bring Retro Fighter, and y'all have to bring Soul Calibur 6. Y'all got to bring a 3D platformer 3D fighter to the system, because 2D, this is gonna be if 2D continues to do well on Switch, this is gonna probably be a lot of games at Evo running on Switch hardware.
Yeah, yeah. It's look. I think the Nintendo Switch has a really good fight pad.
Yes.
It has potential to be a really good kind of like resurgence in the 2D fighting space. I mean, I know we've gotten great games like Injustice 2 and Street Fighter 5 mechanically is great, and Marvel vs. Capcom is kind of whatever it is, but like
Yeah.
we've gotten some great 2D fighting games, and I think Nintendo might have a place in resurgence of like not just 2D fighting games, but like artistic 2D style fighting games.
Yeah.
Like I could
Because the
very
Dragon,
easily see Dragon Ball Fighters coming to this because of that cool, or the next BlazBlue game, or you know what I mean? Like it has a really cool place
well,
for
yeah,
the art.
Blast Blue is coming to Switch. The fighting game is coming to Switch.
Oh, it is. I didn't.
Yeah, they announced it sometime last year that Blast Blue is getting a fighting game coming to Switch. They just haven't said anything or shown more of it. Uh, yeah, but like Dragon Ball Xenoverse for Switch, that's sold very well, and I need to pick that up.
Cool.
So,
But this game looks really really cool, and it looks better than the
I
Street Fighter 2 game that came to
this
Switch earlier.
only problem that I have with this game is I don't know who I'm going to master. I need to pick three female characters, and I need to master them, like
Yeah.
learn inside out. This me and Corey was talking about Tropical Freeze Donkey Kong with the gamepad. Like you need a directional gamepad. And this might be another game that I need the Pro Controller for. I'm just thinking about it. I need that directional pad for it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Uh, so there was another fighting game announced from the Neo Geo arcade kind of ports that they've been doing for a while. This is Art of Fighting 2. It's available it's probably available now as you're listening to this,
Yeah.
but we were talking about as soon as the eShop updates, it'll be available. So for those of you looking for those old fighting games, that's cool to have. But the next thing, the Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle DLC was announced, the first pack, and it did not disappoint, man. It did
No.
not disappoint. Donkey Kong story mode is coming to Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, and he has a banana boomerang. Just want to point that out. He has a banana boomerang, and Matt's excited, and I'm excited. And dude, Ubisoft made Donkey Kong fit in this already wonky universe, man. He looks so good in that trailer. He looks so good. He looks better than dare I say it, he looks better than Retro's Donkey Kong from Tropical Freeze. Like I think he looks awesome. Oh,
Yes, he does.
Ubisoft,
Yes, he does.
like, I mean, it's on par at least with Retro's Donkey Kong. He looks great,
Yes.
and he looks like he fits in that world. And oh, it's so good, so good.
And I have got to say they because they could have pulled anybody from this. I mentioned in the React, what if they did it to just snatch all the wigs that they instead of going with Donkey Kong, they added Donkey Panic. Like they went into Mario's head and went into his dream sequence and did Super Mario Brothers 2, but just for laughs and just throw everybody off, they did actual Donkey Panic 2. Or Donkey Panic. I'm sorry. I would have probably been mind blown. But yeah, I gotta finish the game. Well, me and Corey both gotta finish the game. But I am planning on getting this DLC. It looks pretty good. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, man. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I need to finish that game first though. Like that and Hyrule or Fire Emblem Warriors are the next two Switch games I think I'm really gonna be working on besides
Yeah.
the Bayonetta ports when they come. Like I'm really 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 looking forward to this DLC, and it re-energized my wanting to go back and play it because like I've been wanting to play it. And I'm like, man, do I play it? Like, should I play it now? Should I wait? Should I and like, man, this just totally was like, man,
Yeah.
can't wait.
Yeah.
So,
Well, let's set it on our calendar, Corey, to get through those 2 games.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I need to man.
We have to schedule our games to finish.
I know. I can't. There's too much. There's too much.
I know.
So anyways, the next thing on our list is oh my gosh, come on, open. The next couple things can probably kind of be covered together. Payday 2, February 27th, we knew it was coming a couple weeks after Bayonetta. Interesting that it's coming to Switch. I'm not sure how well it's going to do just because it's been out for such a long time, and the fact that that player base is so dedicated on the platforms they have already that, I bet a few people will get it, but I don't know how well it's going to do on Switch.
It'd be cool if they offer crossplay.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much all I could say.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be one of the only ways to really save this game is to add crossplay. And at that point, like, everybody's going to have to use Discord, like, that kind of stuff. So, Payday 2 looks cool. I'll probably get it to check it out because I want to talk about it because, we do this show and it's a bigger game coming to Switch, especially from a third-party perspective.
And let me know if you do pick it up and you need me to pick it up also. I'll pick it up with you. And maybe we'll do a pod and play or something to run through it.
Yeah, that'd be a good pod and play game, actually. So, good point, Ed. Good point. Faye, February 16th.
Yeah, I'm picking it up.
I mean, I'm picking it up too, but, like, it worries me that game's coming out the same day as Bayonetta. Like, it really does. And I know, like, they're serving two different audiences, but at the same time, it's like, it still worries me I just don't want EA to point at it and be like, oh, look, it didn't do as well as we thought, so we're not going to bring any more games to Switch. Like, that's my worry, because, like, as much as I don't like EA right now, I really want Madden next year on Switch.
They'll be stupid not to do it.
Yeah,
but that's EA. So.
But Faye looks really cool. I think, it looks a lot better than when we first saw it. Like, the art direction's more defined and more...
Corey, the last time we seen it was the first time they showed it at E3.
Yeah, I know. No, they showed it later than that. Like, they showed it... I think they showed it in the initial... No, they showed it... Maybe they didn't show it. They announced that it was coming to Switch. Maybe was the...
last time they showed... Yeah, last time they announced that it was coming to Switch. But that was, like, the actual, like, gameplay and more information about it was the only time at E3. That was the only time that I heard anything.
Yeah. So, Faye is going to be exciting. And then Celeste, which is an indie game that's already on PS4 and Steam, is coming to Switch on January 25th. Looks like a cool little game. It reminded me a little bit of what Blossom Tales is trying to do, but
yes,
honestly, I haven't looked that much further into it. I just saw what I saw today and it looked cool. But man, Blossom Tales is one of those games I need to get, dude.
Me too. I need to buy that. That's on the list.
Oh man. So the last two games we're gonna talk about. I'm excited for both of these games, man, and I know you're less excited for one of them, but Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze is making its way to Switch. One of the best 2D platformers, maybe Nintendo has ever made.
Everybody, you need to buy this game. If you did not own a Wii U, if you own a Switch, you need to have this game. I mentioned how bad the controls are in Super Lucky's Tale. When you play Donkey Kong Country, you will understand why tight platforming and tight controls are needed in a 2D platform.
Yeah.
And, I mean, yeah, Tropical Freeze offer, like, you need to have precise jumping and timing, but you will appreciate what this game has to offer. Not only is it beautiful and a little bit challenging, it's mind-blowing on what Retro put into that game. It just be like, really, this is running on the Wii U and this fun?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and new playable characters being added to the Switch version in Funky Kong, and that's cool. He's got a surfboard, and I wonder if that's going to change mobility at all, or if it's just going to be some kind of weird special move or whatever.
It might be easier for younger kids who can't, cause it look like when he jumps on spikes with his board, it doesn't affect them. So that might be a good way for people who are having a hard time with the game. They could use him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to revisiting this game, man. I think
Me too.
this is like, I didn't really care that Nintendo didn't release Joy-Cons with a D-pad, like it didn't bother me that much, but if they're going to start releasing 2D platformers, like intense 2D platformers like this, or new Super Mario Brothers, or something else, they need a D-pad Joy-Con.
Yeah.
Like, they need one.
And like I told Corey, I'm going to play this game with the Joy-Cons, like in dock mode. I am going to put it on the grip control also. Like, I'm going to get the feel of it. But this, I have to play with the Pro Controller. I need that directional pad.
Yeah, and I feel like this is going to be a hard one to kind of like fudge your way through with these little buttons as the D-pad.
Yes.
I mean, you can play with the joystick, but you need that precision that the D-pad offers. And like, I'm not like a super hardcore platformer, but I know I like to play platforms with a D-pad. So,
yes.
Yeah, I cannot wait for this. 1080p, 60 frames a second, looking beautiful on my TV. It's gonna be awesome.
$100 collection. Donkey Kong Country art book soundtrack, yellow Joy-Cons.
I mean, I'm surprised they didn't announce banana yellow Joy-Cons, but I think that's just because they already have the yellow arms.
Banana yellow Pro Controller.
Ooh, yeah, that would have been cool. That would have been cool.
I would have to fight. I would literally have to go to GameStop and be like, I need this controller pre-order like right now. Here's $50.
Oh man, I cannot wait for Donkey Kong Tropical
Yes.
Freeze. I like that level design. Like, it's not, that game is not like Mario or Yoshi's Woolly World, where like it's easy to understand to get through the levels, but then you go collect the stuff. This game is just hard in general. Like, it is a challenging platformer that you really need to be paying attention to all the time. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm really excited for this.
Everybody for 3DS, Pokemon Crystal is available for pre-order on
Right.
3DS.
Yeah.
I just seen it.
Breaking news. Oh, man.
But this announcement, not only snatch wigs, rose people up from the dead. Speaking of rising people from the dead,
Yeah.
Corey, go ahead and announce it because
And the Nintendo Direct ended with Dark Souls Remastered, a remaster of the first game for Nintendo Switch, and also Bandai Namco came out and said, gosh, man, there's those words are just not meant to go together. Announced that it is also coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Those versions will be in 4K, 60 frames a second. This version's only going to go up to, I think, 900p is what people are reporting, but because they want to keep that 60 frames a second thing going on Switch, which in Dark Souls, and like, I was playing Bloodborne last night, and let me tell you what, man, that game needed to be 60 frames a second, and it was hard enough keeping up on its own. And I have a PS4 Pro on boost mode, and it's still struggling to keep up at 30 frames a second. So like, those games need to be 60 frames. And I'm not even a huge frame rate guy. Like, I think 30 is fine. I think 30 in Destiny is fine. I think 30 on a lot of games are fine. Zelda, whatever. But when you're playing a stylized action game, or even a game that, requires a huge amount of investment in the combat, I think 60 frames a second is important. And Bloodborne and Dark Souls are no different. So I think, but after that,
I'm not playing. I'm buying this game day one. I'm getting it on Switch. It's no joke.
I think this is a smart game for Switch, because like, people like to grind, people like to explore, people like to do whatever, and like this is like I know Dark Souls has been out for a long time and people have been playing these games forever, but like this is a huge third-party game for Nintendo. This is like this is for me, this is like Doom level of third-party support for Switch. You know, it's a big game. It's a game that was made popular because of how inspired by old school Nintendo games it was. Like, this game is a huge get for Nintendo, and I'm shocked, honestly, that this game is coming to Switch. Like, you've heard the rumors and everything. I was like,
yeah,
it could probably run on Nintendo Switch, but like, would people like rebuy this game for a third time, you know, kind of thing? And like,
they did it for Elder Scrolls, they're gonna do it for this because it's one of those games that if we could also do local play while we're at PAX, while we're at E3, while we're at Tokyo Game Show with other people, like if we could connect on there and do missions compared to just waiting for stuff online, hoping that it's not broken online, dude, everybody's gonna be playing that game on Switch. That's more sales for Bandai Namco and for Nintendo.
Yeah,
like people are already playing it to double or triple dip on this game.
Yeah, I'm man, I really liked what I played of the first Dark Souls. I do think that those games are kind of like slow and you have to be more defensive than offensive, which is why I think Bloodborne is superior and why I can't wait to dive into Nioh finally. Because I like the fact that, you know, Bloodborne really rewards you for being aggressive. Well,
yes,
if you're being smartly aggressive, I should say, where like it'll you know, give you some of your health back if you get hit and you're aggressive, or you know, stuff like that. So Dark Souls doesn't really do that, and I think that's why I prefer Bloodborne over Dark Souls, and why I'm excited to play Nioh, because, you know, what I've seen of Nioh, that game is awesome. Like Ninja Gaiden type stuff. Man, it's just, yeah.
It's everything. Nioh is just so fun. And I think that's why when we had our discussion, that it does something better than Bloodborne and it feels faster. When you feel the speed of the combat in that game, you kind of understand why I feel like Bloodborne is not it is great, but it could have been better with some fixed things. And Neo just solves that. And hopefully this Dark Souls remaster, like, I don't care what I don't care how it looks, what P is in, but if it's fast and the combat is fluid, yeah, that's all I care for. That's all I want.
Yeah. I just want it to feel fluid, and I want it to feel like a game that, you know, I could really just sit down like I did for Zelda, or, you know, what I'm expecting to do with finally Skyrim for the first time is like,
and can I say this? This is getting that Wolfenstein / Doom announcement treatment that everybody is talking about this.
Yeah, out of all the big things that were announced today, like, for another third-party game to be getting all the attention out of a Switch Direct, like, that's amazing, you know. And not to take anything away from Tropical Freeze or Mario Tennis or, you know, Kirby, but like, Dark Souls trumps all of those in terms of announcements, because like we expect those games
for the adult gamer, I should say.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, but I mean, really, for like anybody who's really purchasing a Switch over the age of like 15, you know, like I think Dark Souls 1 is a great jumping on point for that series too.
Yes,
you know?
and the reason I like this mini direct is that they hit all ages. You know, they show, even when they show what it's going to be for ESRB, they hit all ages, all fans who loves those kind of games in those genres, and it kind of presented guaranteed more sales for those games and for Switch. So Nintendo did a fantastic job with this mini direct on marketing.
Yeah, I know. I agree. And like, friend of NGR, Joey Pease, just sent me a whole bunch of stuff. He's like, Dark Souls coming to Switch, and he sent me a link of the trailer and stuff. I'm like, yeah, we're talking about it right now. So like, look, everybody's excited for this, and he's like,
tell Joey I said hi. Hi, Joey.
I mean, Joey's like Dark Souls fan numero uno. Like when something is announced, he's buying it, he's pre-ordering it, he's getting like everything. He's one of those hardcore fans. And like I don't know if there's many series he likes better than Dark Souls, but like his big complaint with Dark Souls 1 was that they didn't have a great PC port. He played on 360, but it wasn't what he wanted. And so he played through Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne and loved them both. And now like that he's going to get like a real kind of almost like a first shot at Dark Souls 1.
Yeah, because like I said, I have it for PS3, and I just had a problem with that camera. Like there was just problems with that camera with some of the action. It's just like I can't get through this because I can't see anything. So hopefully stuff like that get fixed.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they're gonna make the right tweaks. If they're going in and like making adjustments and stuff, like if it runs at 60 frames a second, I hope they fix the weapon damage, because the weapon damage in that game was literally affected by the frame rate. And somebody patched, like there's something called DS Fix, which is a mod slash update to Dark Souls 1 on PC that made it run at 60 frames a second, and all the weapons broke down in like quadruple the time because the weapons are literally tied to the frame rate. So I mean, they need to fix that. They need to fix some other things, but like, yeah, man, Dark Souls is a big one. And Matt's going nuts, Moose is going nuts in the group. Jason and Jeff are commenting and liking stuff. So like, it's a big deal that this game is not only being remastered but coming to Switch. Like I think more people are excited that it's coming to Switch than it is actually being remastered. So
yeah, it's Dark Souls Trilogy box set coming to PS4 in Japan. Sucks.
Yeah. So that's kind of all the news from the Direct. There were some noticeable things missing from the Direct, which I kind of want to talk about too, and I want to know when we're going to see those. So, Yoshi was a big one. Fire Emblem was a big one. Pokemon and Metroid Prime 4 are obviously the other two biggies that we didn't see. What was missing from this Direct that you would have liked to seen?
I would like to see some more. I wish they had some 3DS games in there. I'm still looking for the sushi game. Looking for it to, if that rumor of Link's Awakening or Link to the Past be a remake. That would have confirmed that is happening. But just some love for 3DS and 2DS. I wish I could have seen.
I am really surprised. I am really surprised we didn't see any 3DS stuff in this Direct, because they did come out and say Wednesday that they are still planning a ton of support for 3DS.
Yes.
And especially like that Sushi's game that you were talking about, like surprised they didn't show that. I'm just surprised in general they didn't show any 3DS stuff at all. And
for all y'all who thought Mother 3 was coming to Switch, that's not happening.
Yeah,
no,
dude. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that game. I'm sorry.
People want it, but Nintendo wouldn't roll out Mother 3 like that. And a mini Direct like this? No. Yeah, they're gonna treat Mother 3 like a big surprise. Like
that's a Nintendo Direct E3 announcement. That's a Nintendo Championship kind of one more thing type of thing. Like that's something like that's honestly, that would be like a big fan announcement that like they are. Whew.
Yeah. A Bayonetta demo. I'm surprised they didn't announce. But we'll probably, even if we don't get it, it's a guaranteed buy for me anyway. I think Lost Sphere not having any kind of more information about that or any kind of marketing, that one is a little bit surprising. Codename Steam. I thought that would get something where we emerge from that. Or even something from Intelligent Systems. Like I thought they would say something.
No Fire Emblem. Like I thought for sure we were gonna see Fire Emblem today. Like if you would have asked me what game we were gonna see, like I thought Fire Emblem was going to be the big game we saw for the spring.
I think they might do a separate Fire Emblem direct, we get something for the Switch, we get something for the 3DS, and Fire Emblem Heroes for the mobile game. I think they're gonna probably do something like that, like a season 2 or something. Where might hopefully they give us that. Yeah, and just this now leads to the question that we might get a Nindies Direct in February because of Damon Baker or
Oh
what
yeah,
he said.
I'm expecting one now.
I that's the one that I'm definitely also looking for. Um, it feels like this, everybody. May is going to be the month of gaming to lead into the summer because
well, not only for Nintendo, for everyone, because like the big rumor is like God of War, which is Sony's big spring game, is going to be May. And
yeah, and where March last year was the biggest one, where April following up, if May be the biggest one, that's gonna be good for everybody. So,
yeah, for me, like I'm expecting Fire Emblem must be their headliner for E3 then, because like I was expecting to see Yoshi, I was expecting to see Fire Emblem, because last year they said first half of 2018, which, like, don't get me wrong, Nintendo delays stuff all the time, which I'm fine with.
Yes.
Especially now, since we're getting like, dude, I don't know how I'm going to be able to afford all these Nintendo games, let alone all the other games I would like to play. But like,
okay.
But like, Fire Emblem I thought was going to be their big push for the spring, and now like to me that tells me Fire Emblem is going to be their big selling point for the fall, and it's going to be their headliner at E3 with some other things. Yoshi I think would be a July-August game. I think Nintendo's still going to announce like Smash or Mario Maker, and like the Pokken tournament stuff. Like, if we get Smash 4 Deluxe for Switch, like you think about that. If they do the same thing, they did for.
But it's not even that. Because Evo is happening in Japan this month. If they announce Smash as an announcement on that mug, everybody in Japan and everybody online is going to go crazy to be like, well, why y'all didn't announce this in a direct? But folks are going to lose it.
Yeah, I think if they have Smash, like the Pokken tournament stuff, like you said, either earlier in this show or the reaction, like that tells me, like, if they do a deluxe version of Smash and then DLC for that version of Smash, like, man, that what a kill two birds with one stone style appeal, because like you could, like what they're doing with Hyrule Warriors 2, like the 3DS version of Smash 4 and the Wii U version of Smash 4 were almost two different games essentially, because there was different levels, different different styles of levels for the 3DS version. Like, you could implement all those levels into this deluxe version. You could have new levels, you could have new characters. Like, I'm expecting, Splatoon and ARMS characters in this version. Like, there's a ton of new Fire Emblem characters you could add, plus third-party stuff, indie stuff. You could add the SteamWorld Dig guy. You could add Shovel Knight and all the knights from Shovel Knight. Like, you could add...
you add more Street Fighter characters.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much you could do now. Like, and that roster could easily be 100 characters, and no one would bat an eye. And like, that would be a terrible idea, or that would be a terrible from like a balancing perspective. But man, how cool would that be?
Dude, a player Smash on Switch with new characters, up to let's say right now up to 70 characters as a roster from all different Bandai Namco, Square Enix, Sega. You might as well just throw in Konami. And
they just open the door for, The World Ends With You. Those characters could be in it.
Kingdom Hearts.
I mean, look, having Cloud and Smash 4 open the door to any like any character is possible now that Cloud is in there. Like that's it, you know?
Yeah.
Man, they just
like
ooh.
Like literally, can you see like all the Nintendo characters fighting, Ryu jumps in and they're beating up Ryu, and then it's like Ryu somehow needs help, and then Ken shows up, and you be like, Ken is in this mug? But then just out of the blue, the game goes dark, and you just see Akuma eyes, and I'll be like, oh dang it! And then just for laughs and giggles, you might as well just throw in the Tekken series.
Yeah, it's just, man, there's so much. I cannot wait to see, like.
They have to go crazy with a Smash announcement.
Yeah,
they have to.
I mean, they I think, look, Smash is a big one, but I also think Mario Maker, because like, look, we're getting Zelda, right? We're getting Zelda this year in Hyrule Warriors. That's gonna feed the Zelda fans who want a taste of Zelda, but not really a new Zelda game after Breath of the Wild, right?
Yeah.
You know, I think they're gonna do the same thing. Like, I think Smash is coming for sure, but the other big game that I think is going to move over from Wii U to Switch is Mario Maker. And that way you get you appease Mario fans by giving them a Mario game that's not really a Mario game, the same way you're appeasing Zelda fans by not giving them a real Zelda game. You know, I think that is huge. I think Mario Maker is also that this fall, and you're going to have your fall lineup in Fire Emblem, Mario Maker, Super Smash Brothers, and that Yoshi game, I think, and then whatever third-party stuff you're gonna announce.
Yeah, because you can take the Joy-Cons out and kind of use it like that. I think it would be easier to design with the Joy-Cons for Mario Maker.
Yeah, and that would take the touchscreen stuff away. Plus, like, you could have touchscreen on the pad itself by taking it out of the dock. So
I will say this. I would rather have Mario Maker 2, like a new version of it, than just have the old Mario Maker with like some 3DS stuff on it.
Yeah, you know what I would really like to see them try to do, honestly? Like, incorporate, if they're going to do Mario Maker 2, I think they could incorporate Mario 2 for NES. I think they could do like Mario Land, like a colored version of Mario Land 2 for Game Boy. And I would like to see them maybe tackle new art styles. Like, I would love them to tackle the Mario and Luigi art style. I know we talked about this before, the RPG art style, but in a platforming type perspective. Paper Mario would be a good one. And then I think what was the game I was gonna say?
But I would love them to tackle more, not so much 3D Land, but 3D World. I would love to have that 2D 3D playing perspective for people to design that way. I think that would be cool.
Yeah, I think they would get Mario Maker. I think what would happen is we would get like a Mario Maker Deluxe for the 2D stuff, and then Mario Maker 2 would be that 3D space.
Yeah. Because everybody would be like, well, I want Galaxy and stuff like that.
Or it would be called like Super Mario 3D Maker or whatever. Like it wouldn't, you know what I mean? Like, I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
Because I like I said before, I think Mario 3D World is my favorite 3D Mario game. I honestly do. I think Mario 3D World is amazing.
I would love to put Super Mario Brothers 3 in New Super Mario Brothers. In that universe, or like the Wii U version. I would love to like recreate that whole game. It's just design it like that. We like,
yeah, and maybe they would take like other items from the other games and put them in different art styles. Like, what if we had access to the Mario World cape in the original Super Mario Brothers art style? Like, what would that look like? Or the Tanuki suit.
Don't. My heart is going crazy right now.
Or like the Tanuki suit. Or what if they did like the Super Mario All-Stars version art styles also, because like that you cannot get those art styles anywhere except for All-Stars. And like the last time that game came out was on Wii, and you had to buy that disc, which I still have wrapped and sealed. I bought 2 versions of that game. I opened one and I kept one sealed because I'm like, this might be worth something someday, so I'm gonna keep it sealed.
Yeah, it sold out and it became hard to find. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Yes, I forgot all about that. Yeah,
yeah,
that would be nice, dude.
yeah. I'm really looking forward to like as excited as I am for this uh spring and early summer stuff that they announced today. Like there was so much that we already know about that they didn't show. Like that's the insane part. That is the insane part that they didn't show Fire Emblem or Yoshi or update us on Pokemon or like I wasn't really expecting Metroid like to see Metroid, but maybe
Yeah.
like a small update. And like we said earlier, this was a 14-minute video when we were expecting an hour-long presentation today. Like
Yes.
and no 3DS stuff. Like that's all stuff that we are just like, what? Like,
But that just makes us happy for what was shown and what we could look forward to. And I think that's why I get on Sony and Microsoft and be like, look at this direct. We don't care if you guys rip it off, but continue interest in the games that you want to present and that we could look forward to. You guys have the platform to do it. Now do that because what's happening is that everybody is going to be talking about Nintendo for the next coming of months.
yeah,
We're going to be talking about them. If the third party and Sony and Microsoft going to have to fight that discussion,
yeah,
because when the indies drop, we'll get announcements for dates and probably unexpected indie games. Like, heck, what if we got a Spelunky and a Spelunky 2? What if we got a collection? And that came with the Switch first. Anything about that? Matt's going to be talking about that.
mm-hmm.
You know, just things that we're not expecting, but yet we're talking about and hoping for. If it comes a reality, it's going to take over the discussion, and that discussion becomes the marketing for those games.
Yeah, yeah, and like we haven't even talked about like there was no indies in this except for Celeste because it's coming
Yeah.
out soon. Like and Faye, I guess if you want to consider that a indie, but like man. I want to know what indies are coming. Like, I want to see. I'm surprised they didn't say like Super Meat Boy was available today. Fury's available today. Like, those 2 games are big indies, and they didn't even mention them today. Like, I want to know what this Nindy Direct is going to be like. In like, I'm guessing February would be the safest guess for a Nindy showcase.
Yes.
Like, I don't even know if it would be a direct. It would just be like their showcase or whatever. I want to know if N++ is finally coming to Switch, like all that stuff. N++, man,
Dude, don't even start. If I literally, if N++ gets announced for Switch and they be like, here's a demo for it, like
it's over, dude. It like that's look. I'm not a huge indie game fan, right? Like I play ones that I think look cool. But like I won't go out of my way to find new indie games.
right. And I know it's on sale for PS4, but it's just like I'll wait because if this comes to Switch, I'd rather play it on there so I can play that game on the go. Because I'm like, this is gonna be a time waster. I don't want to be playing this at home on my TV unless I could take it on the go.
Yeah. So like N++ really really captured me on the Xbox 360. Xbox Live Arcade, and N++ came out, and I played the crap out of it on PS4 because that's where it came first, and now it's on Xbox and hopefully Switch soon. But like, I would really, that's like one of the only indie games. Like, when they announce a sequel, I'm following it until it's out.
Yeah.
I mean, SteamWorld Dig was cool, but like, I'm not big on that game as everybody else is. Like, a lot of the cool indie games that came out for Switch early on, I checked out because they were games to play on a new platform. But a lot of them I didn't really care for, except for Shovel Knight was like the big one. Mutant Mudds is great, but like some of these, I'm not as big of an indie person as a lot of other people are, and sometimes people say that's dumb, but other people are like, you just play the games that you want to play, and like that's fine too. But I am legitimately interested in the indies that are going to be announced because none of them were in this direct. So,
But that's just that's more for us to look forward to. Okay,
I'm sorry. I'm
like
just like, dude, I'm like just now feeling like before we started recording, I have drank 2 energy drinks and I'm starting to feel the I'm coming down off that high and I'm trying to maintain the highness.
Corey, it's getting lunchtime, and I know I got to go get some chicken nuggets and stuff, and I still got optional direct to do because I got to rewatch everything. This is this mini direct was just phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a great hype video for people who are like looking forward to playing stuff early on, and they didn't disappoint at all. Like, the only thing I said, like, when, like, the one thing that I really wish they would have done, and this is just a small thing, is have a Donkey Kong Country collection of returns and Tropical Freeze. That was like
And,
my one little thing out of everything they showed today.
and I like how this mini direct was, how
Mhm.
they moved the pictures this way. Like if they do that for the mini directs and full directs are like the line ones going down, I love that. Keep it like that.
Yeah,
Good job, Nintendo. Really good
yeah,
job.
yeah. I think Nintendo has the directs, at least the last like 2 years of directs, even
Hmm.
uh you know a let me put it this way: directs sans Iwata have been very well produced and very well paced. Uh, you
Yes.
know, and I love the Iwata directs, and when he passed away, we were talking about how are the directs going to continue because he was such a great uh person to lead the directs and a great kind of just overall face of the company. Iwata was Nintendo, and now we were moving in this new direction of Nintendo. Without Iwata, how are they going to continue? And I think since then, they've done a fantastic job of the pacing, you know,
Hmm.
keeping us guessing. The new setups are very well done while keeping the Nintendo charm. Like, they're just great, and this one did not disappoint.
But
And
it it kept our interest because people were sad that when people first thought the directs wasn't really interesting, but now it's become part of Nintendo and kind of like the industry. Everybody now everybody looks forward to a direct when something gets announced. It could be a bad direct, but people are talking about it. People are being talking about rumors and stuff. Like you don't really see that for other companies and stuff with their announcements. A direct though, everybody's front and center.
yeah,
Like because the way that Nintendo released it, like I said earlier, me and Corey, we had planned this like in advance. You could even check Monday shows. We was gonna do breakfast. We was gonna do a pre-talk, rumors. We was gonna
yeah, we
watch
were
it
we were
live.
gonna like the way we originally had it set up. We were gonna get up, like, eat breakfast or whatever. We were gonna do like an all day kind of event thing where, like, because we were expecting this to be in the afternoon, like somewhere
Yeah,
between like 2 and 5 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern time, and like we were gonna get up, we were gonna eat breakfast, we were gonna do like a pre-show of like, okay, the direct is at this time. What do we think we're gonna see in the direct? What games, what announcements, what, like, are we gonna see this stuff and whatever? And then we were gonna do like a traditional kind of PAL block news kind of segment, and then we were going to do a watch along of the direct and kind of like react to it, and then do a reactions podcast afterwards. And after yesterday, we were kind of like, what are we gonna do? And then it was shown at what, 9 a.m. this morning, 8 a.m. this morning, and it's like,
yeah. because it's
Wow.
just because they're I think they're running on West Coast time, so it's like 6 o'clock there. So we didn't have no time to prepare for it. Well, I mean, it dropped it, and that was it, and it was just like, oh, okay,
And I think that was almost better for us anyways, because like it made for better. Like our reaction video has been up for less, like it's been online for just about an hour, and we've already got more views on that than we have almost anything else, right? And it's like I think it was almost better for us to get a good solid initial reaction from us. And having Jesse there too was also like awesome, and having all that was good for it anyway. And like the directs caused so much excitement and so much, Nintendo fans are different from any other fans, and this is why people got hyped for the rumor of a direct, right? And like, look, there could be a rumor that Xbox is announcing stuff next week, and people will be like, okay, we'll tune in or we'll watch, or we're not going to take time off to watch it, but we'll check like the IGN news articles or the GameSpot news articles about what was announced or whatever. Like, it's just not as exciting as something like, okay, Nintendo, where's our stuff now? And it's just like, it was awesome.
yes.
So, all right, Ed, we're gonna start wrapping up here. We're almost approaching the 2-hour mark here, but what was the most exciting thing you saw in this direct? What was your favorite thing in this direct? You can only pick one. You're only allowed to pick one thing, so make it count.
It has to be The World Is With You. And I know I'm happy for everything that show. The World Is With You is going to be a new experience for me personally. And I feel bad and regret not picking up that game. But when you can't find it nowhere, what are you supposed to do? You don't really want to spend all that money or anything trying to get it. But The World Is With You. They start off this. They started off with that game, and people have been wanting it, speaking it, hoping that it would make a return, and here it is coming. So The World Ends With You is my one game.
Yeah. Honestly, I've been like looking down this list, and like I'm excited for almost everything on this list.
See,
in terms of like being a Nintendo fan and having more games to play. But I think the announcement that I'm most excited for, honestly, like, it's surprising me that I'm saying this, is the Mario Tennis Aces announcement.
Yes.
Like, I'm excited for that because I like when my wife wants to play games with me. Like, every once in a while she'll be like, hey, do you want to play some Tetris, or do you want to play some Mario Kart? And like, those are the games that she enjoys, and I feel like Mario Tennis fits in that realm of games that she enjoys playing with me.
Yeah.
And so, like, I'm excited to have a new experience with her, and I like Mario Tennis for its depth and its the story that you're apparently going to be playing through in this game.
Yes.
But I'm excited to have Sana be excited to play another game with me that isn't Mario Kart, because like, look, as much as I love Mario Kart, and it's my second most played game on my Switch right now at like 40 something hours, I think, of Mario Kart.
Yeah.
But me and her have been playing that since I got it on Wii U.
And
we were playing it, and it's like we've been playing Mario Kart for like 6 years now, and it's 4 years, I don't know, 4 years maybe, and It's like I'm excited I'm excited to play a new co-op game with her, and I've been looking at co-op indie games like Overcooked or even Stardew Valley at some point, but like I think those games might be a little bit too complicated for her.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think Mario Tennis will be the right amount of simple and then complicated at the same time. So yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm also excited for the Donkey Kong Mario Rabbids
You
DLC.
only could pick one.
I know. I broke my own rule. I'm sorry.
How you gonna break your own rules? Well, because I agree with you. I'm looking forward to Donkey Kong and Hyrule Warriors. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, and Ease 8. Like I Ease
everything,
8,
everything, dude. Like,
I think the least one that we probably both can agree on is Payday.
Yeah, I'm not like excited for it, but I'm excited to experience that game with you in a let's pod and play type situation.
Yeah.
Because
but it's not on our like super hype list.
Right.
Like making it like, yes. It's just like, oh, okay, Payday.
Right.
Yeah, cool.
And then man, I don't know. I'm not like excited for Dark Souls, but I'm
happy that it's happening.
Like it's
and
something
I definitely want to get it.
It's something that, Matt and Moose and I have been talking about for since NGR Radio started. About like every episode, we cannot go a whole episode without mentioning Bloodborne or Dark Souls. Like we just can't. And like this game is something that like I've been trying to build up the confidence to play through. And now that it's coming to Switch, I really don't have an excuse not to play it.
Pretty much.
So that's on my I'm finally gonna do this list. So but
and Dragon Quest Builders is a like a lot of this stuff is a definite day one purchase, but Dragon Quest Builders is high on that list.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of those games that I think, you talking about it, I'm gonna pick it up just because like you are talking about it and so hyped for it, and I want to have a discussion about this game when it comes out, because I think it's an interesting twist on the quote Minecraft formula. Adding RPGs and quests to it, I think would benefit that genre and actually help me get into that kind of stuff. So but man, Ed, we've been podcasting for like 2 hours, and then we did the reacts, and then we've been doing this for like 4 hours. I'm starving. So
yes,
thank you so much for watching or listening to this episode of Nintendo Power Block. You can find it on ngrradio.com/Nintendo Power Block, right here on our YouTube page or on podcast services around the world. We just announced on the reacts that we are on Stitcher now. I'm working on Spotify, which is a highly requested one, and Pocket something.
Is that the one with Super Fresh Unite? Or
no? Jeff Glasson actually sent me a link to this that it's popular. So I need to click that link. I don't remember what it is. I'll just announce it next episode. But working on getting it more places. But Stitcher was the big one that we got it on. So I'm very happy to say that we are now on Stitcher, iTunes, Google Play.
I gotta try to get on Stitcher.
Yeah, it's really easy. I'll send you the support link for that. So yeah, please subscribe to our YouTube page. We've got a lot of cool stuff, including a full reaction to the Nintendo Direct breakdown. Check out our family of shows: Nerds Gone Platinum, Arsenal X, NGR Radio proper, World 1-1 podcast, and our friends, ngrradio.com/friends. We have a whole list of our friends content there as well. So make sure you check that all out.
Hi.
You can follow us on Instagram at Nintendo Power Block. Ed, I need to get you and Jesse the links to those, the Twitter and the Instagram for Power Block and Arsenal X.
Yeah.
You can also join our Facebook group, facebook.com/group/Nintendo Power Block, and join the discussion there. We will be talking about this direct, I'm sure, for a couple weeks into the future. So, Ed, where can we find you besides in the kitchen snacking on everything?
You guys can find me on Twitter at ThatRetroCode, and you guys can find me and my podcast, Optional Opinion, on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, and other podcast apps. Just like I mentioned Aquaria, I should try to get on Stitcher and other stuff with it. Also, we're having a contest. You guys can check out the information on Power Block's Facebook page, but you have a chance to win some iHome Super Mario Brothers headsets. You guys will see the picture and the details for the contest, so do check it out, and you guys may have a chance to win it. So yeah,
nice. Oh, never mind. I thought there is breaking news, but it's not for Switch, unfortunately. Assassin's Creed Rogue Remastered announced for PS4 and Xbox One.
I seen that.
Man, that's heartbreaking that's not coming to Switch.
That's fine because of the Donkey Kong. So I'd rather take the Donkey Kong over Assassin's Creed. So,
man,
yeah. But everybody, please have a great weekend. Have a great week.
Yeah, you don't have to follow me anywhere, I guess. Ed?
Of course, Corey. You have to follow you.
You can follow me at CoreyNHD on Twitter and Instagram, and you can find me on multiple places everywhere on the NGR Radio network of shows. Like, subscribe, and share. Please rate us. Please leave feedback. Let us know. Hope you enjoyed the new intro music and everything and the new setup.
Yes.
So thank you guys so much for watching, and until next week, we love you.
Mini Direct. Woo-hoo!